Well, greetings and good morning, Business 45 students. This is Mr. Doucette, and I will be your instructor for the next 8 weeks here at Chaffey College on the Small Business Management course. And I just wanted to do a little welcome video to introduce myself and kind of go over how to log into the course, as well as show you how to get started with all the coursework. So again, this is Small Business Management, and my name is Eric Doucette. I've been teaching at Chaffey College since 2018, I believe it is. I started with some on-campus classes, and then I ended up getting hired full-time at Norco College and started teaching mostly online classes at Chaffey. But I love this course. I was able to start teaching this one maybe a year and a half ago, and it's been growing and developing and just getting better. And so I'm very excited to have you in here and to really help you get started in better managing or launching your small business and then being able to manage it. And that's a big responsibility when you have a business and then you have to manage it. A lot of people have great business ideas, but they have a lot of struggles when it comes to managing their business. And so hopefully you will gain the resources and tools you need to be successful in operating your small business. What I'm going to do is go ahead and share our how to log into the class to start with, and then I'll show you how to navigate around in our class in Canvas. This is a 100% online class, meaning everything is done in Canvas. And by the way, you don't need to go to any other website, only Canvas. The entire class is built in Canvas, including the textbook. It's the textbook you may need to go outside to read. You can't read it necessarily in Canvas, but all of the assignments are in Canvas. So I'll show you how to log in and I'll show you how to navigate around our course. So let me stop sharing there. Let me go ahead and go to the Chaffey College homepage. And this is the homepage. The easiest way to log in is just simply go right here to My Chaffey. I think you have to do that anyway to get to Canvas. And it's not doing it for me because I'm already logged in. It already recognizes me, and it'll do the same for you once you've registered. But when you go to the My Chaffey, it's probably going to ask you to log in. And if so, it's going to be your email address, and I believe it's your birth date. So it's your 2 digits of the day, 2 digits of the month, and 4 digits of the year. If it's not your birth date, then it is your student ID number as the password. And then once you get in, you can change your password if you would like to. So follow the credentials. I think there's a little help button there if it doesn't automatically show the credentials required. If you click that, it'll show you the credentials. And then you're going to, once you get into the My Chaffey page, yours might look different than mine because I am a professor, of course, but you still should be able to see the Canvas button. So go ahead and select Canvas, and then that's going to require me to log in this case, to Canvas. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to log in, and that's going to bring me to what's called the dashboard in Canvas. And this is where all of your courses will be shown if you have an online piece to your course. Most courses do. So you'll have a folder for those courses. I have three that I'm teaching right here across the top. So right now I have Business 10, which is a 14-week class. I'm already halfway through that. This is your class starting to, oh, sorry, this is another Business 10 class starting today. That's an 8-week class. And then this is your class right here, Business Management 45. I hope I said 45. That's going to be your class. So just click that folder, and that's going to then bring you into your homepage, or our homepage in Canvas. And I've laid this out to kind of be like a navigation slide or navigation screen. So whenever you hit home up here on the left menu, you can get to this navigation page. And here you have the Start Here button. I'll go over that in just a second. Each one of these 5 red circles with a number in it is the 4 modules of the class. I've broken this class into 4 2-week modules. That gives us 8 weeks. So every 2 weeks is a new module covering a little bit different content. The first module, actually all the modules, you will have a check-in assignment every week. This is asking you some questions from the textbook, just a few questions. You'll have a quiz every week on the chapters that you've read. And then you're going to also have a homework assignment every week. And this is where you're doing some little outside assignment that has something to do with the content of the chapter, but not necessarily comes from any of the chapters that you're reading. It'll certainly support some of the content of the chapters you're reading. And it's an outside assignment, which most students really enjoy them and they find them to be very helpful. And then every 2 weeks, you'll have that every week. And then every 2 weeks, you'll have a discussion post assignment where you're interacting with other students. You have 2 weeks to do that assignment. And then you have an exam every 4 weeks. So not every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, I believe it is, you have an exam. So the first two modules will be, again, each week, a check-in assignment, a quiz, and a homework assignment. And then for the 2 weeks, you'll have a discussion post. And then the second for 2 weeks will be the same thing with a new discussion post and then end with an exam. So there's two exams, there are four discussion posts, and there are eight check-in assignments and eight homeworks throughout the course of this course. So that's the buttons here. We'll go over those in a minute because if you select those, it'll bring you to modules. Then we have the syllabus right here. If you click this, you can view the most current syllabus. You can also download the most current syllabus. I already sent you the syllabus in an email earlier this week or last week, but it's here as well. This is the most recent and current version. There's office hours. Now, I do not have any office hours at Chaffey, but if you select that, there is a bookings link where you can link with me anytime that works for you, and that also works for me. I have my whole bookings laid out to where I would be available. So just select a day and time. It'll notify me, and then we'll meet in Zoom and have a meeting there. Here's the textbook. It opens in a separate window and you can read it online. You might be able to download it as a PDF. I don't remember, but if you can, then you can read it on your tablet or your phone. It'll be a PDF, so you'll have to scroll through the pages, but it's all free. It's all online and you don't need to pay for it. And then there's a help button right here that has all my contact information as well as the contact information for your help desk at Chaffey if you have any technological issues. It also has Canvas's phone number and email. If you have any issues with Canvas or questions about Canvas, you can contact them there and all that information. It's also an open forum. So there's a reply option if you want to ask me questions or you want to ask any of the students any questions in the class. You can select that help button and it'll give you that forum, and I'll be checking that every week, every few days, just to see if there's any questions or comments that need to be answered. But you also can go in there and help other students and they can help you. So that's the idea. It's an open forum. So please take advantage of that. So that's kind of how to navigate around the course. Again, if you're on any pages, anywhere lost in the course, you can just click home up here on the left, or if you don't have a tablet, or if you don't have it on a computer, reading it on a tablet or a screen, you can actually, there'll be a little V up here at the top. You can select that. That'll open up that menu that you see on the left. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute when we click the Start Here button. And that's what we're going to do next. Let's click Start Here. And that's going to get us started. So let's click that. And here we are. So here is an explanation of the course. There's a little biography right here about me that if you want to read it, it kind of gives you my background in history. This is really what the class is all about. Then it's an online class. So everything's going to be done online. Here's the textbook. Again, you can access the textbook right here. Then to navigate through the class, this is what I was talking about. In order to get back to the main navigation menu on the home page, you can do that by clicking home up here. Or if you're using a phone or tablet, your screen will look a little different. You need to click the little down arrow and that'll pop up this menu right here, and that has the home at the top, and that'll get you back to the home screen. Here's my navigation, or my communication policy. So if you need to meet with me in Zoom, you need to get some help, there's the help button link. There's my office hours link that you can set up a time with me in bookings. Here's the bookings link as well. Please take advantage of that if you need to meet with me, but that's how you can contact me. I also include, by the way, on all of my emails to you, my phone number, so you can text me at that number, and that's the best way to get a hold of me if it's urgent. And then I will interact with you through your course announcements. You'll get 2 announcements a week. They'll be about what assignments you need to be working on, but also a little bit of instruction, a little bit of comments upon your past assignments. And then I'll contact you via inbox and Canvas. So I'll send you direct messages if you get behind or start missing a lot of assignments. I will send you a message directly to you through Canvas. Or most importantly, I'm going to give you a lot of feedback. So all of your assignments that you're doing, you'll be getting feedback from me on your work. And so make sure you read those comments because they're going to help you not only learn, but then to know what to do better on some of the next assignments. And then if you want to interact with your classmates, you can also give feedback on the assignments, especially the discussion post assignments. This is a chance for you guys to discuss the topics. And then there's also the Canvas inbox messages over here on the right. It says inbox. You can message other students that way and have interaction with them. All right, well, how do you get started? Number one, make sure you've read the syllabus thoroughly and you understand all of the requirements of the course and what's going to be taking place. You can read the syllabus by clicking it on the homepage. You can also download it and read it there. Watch the welcome video, which you're doing right now, and then go to your modules page and complete the mandatory check-in assignment. Now, by the way, you need to do this by the first Sunday of the course. So that would be next Sunday, October 19th. Make sure you complete that to stay in the class. If you do not complete it by then, even if you've logged into the class, if you've not completed the assignment, you're subject to being dropped at the end of the first week. So make sure you do that right away to avoid being dropped. It's just an introductory assignment, well, introducing yourself to the other students. And then there's also the textbook. It says you can download it here. I'm not sure you can download it, so please double check that. But you should be able to click that as well, get to the textbook. And then once you've done all of that, you're ready to get started. So you can do that by selecting any of the module buttons. Now, of course, the modules are based by date. So module 1 is the first 2 weeks. So that's where you're going to want to start. And just to help you, here is a schedule of all the weeks. It's also the very last few pages of your syllabus, but this is what we'll be working on each week. All right, so to get started, best thing to do is just to come over here and select the home button. You could also select modules if you want, but I just want to do it this way. And then go ahead and select module number 1. And then module number 1 will bring you to the very first module. So read. So here's the 2 chapters you need to read. For module number 1, I also provide the PowerPoint slides. So I would read all of that before I've done anything. And then once you've done that, make sure you do your check-in assignment right away. And then you have your homework assignment, which is the product life cycle evaluation. So this is, again, an outside assignment, but it relates to something in the chapters. And this is where we're going to be thinking about what products are in what stage of their life cycle. Just think of any product, something that you've recently purchased, anything, but just give me a good argument for each one of those different life cycle areas. Then you have a quiz on chapters 1 and 2. And then what's not here is your discussion post, and that should be back here. So let's go here and do that. That's discussion post. I think we're missing the first discussion post here, huh? Okay. Actually, there's 4 discussion posts, and each one starts every 2 weeks. Let me make sure I'm right on that. Yes, so there's 4 discussion posts. And the last one's actually not a discussion post. The last one is a final research project. So you're going to be doing a short paper. So I apologize. There's 3 discussion posts, 1 every 2 weeks for the first 3 modules, and then there's a writing assignment at the end. That's kind of a wrap up. So yeah. So I don't know where your first discussion post assignment is, but I'll make sure it's published here. Should have double checked that. Let me see if I can just grab it real quick. It should be already ready to go because I know I laid it out. So let's see. Huh. Okay. Oh, here it is. Discussion post number 1. Where do good ideas come from? All right. So there it is. That's going to be your first one. And you have 2 weeks to do it. So it should say not complete, but start. So I apologize that it wasn't in here. Glad that I checked. So I'm going to go up here. And anyway, I'll make sure it's live for you guys before you get started or as you get started this week. But that's pretty much it for week number 1. So get started right away. Don't wait. If you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me via text or email. If you want to meet in Zoom, go to the bookings link that I showed you, and it should be under the office hours button on the homepage, and set up a time to meet with me. And that way we can meet in Zoom, and we can go over anything that you need to. If you have any issues or concerns or anything like that, please let me know. Let me know if you have any issues or concerns with any of the videos or any of that kind of stuff, because I went through and checked that they were closed captioned, but sometimes they drop off for some reason. So please just let me know if there's anything that you need me to do to help you out. So, all right, well, that's it for week 1. I will be doing a video similar to this every week. However, I may have some instruction and comments on your assignments in that video. So make sure you watch those every week. I'll try and get them to you every Monday morning at some point, and then you can watch that, kind of know where you're at, know what we're working on the coming weeks, get some feedback and general feedback on your past assignments, etc. But also read all the comments I do on your assignments. Sometimes they can be quite lengthy and very helpful. So, all right, have a great first week. You'll see me on video again next week.